Abusia for me mo bibi akwa learn graphic design in Chi. Ebia we a beginner Photoshop and as what Photoshop app no person usua but we nim a kwan fa so nhase. That video be 20 minutes. Me ba be brief you anything about Photoshop and so who a bit get started. Now as time goes on, say if you guys are interested me make a detailed video about it. But to start with, first of all, to be a Photoshop now, this is how your Photoshop screen look like. Photoshop screen is saying it here. You have create a new document, you open a document, and also say be a me be for bit me click away. Now me drag it back Photoshop more. Go say a BMA me a misa close now. Where is it? How far na me be as you see and say 1 second ago. I then a BMA me. It is an Photoshop home screen at here. And if from us in creating new document, me create a new document. A baby new document tab say amami. Oba say ya recent files already can be your save ones if you already can save file be your photo sizes, your print size that's not being A4, A3, like size be up and be bread and an envelope size and so then. We have Illustrator, we have mobile phone sizes as well. Okay, be so be to phone cover chia na visa which may use it. Nti meko recent na na say meba new tab was in. Meba say mba be creative for bit mama file no edin bit man name na bia solos project ebia solos project. Then size me be Instagram size. Instagram size and say 1080 by 1350. Okay, make sure say you have pixels selected here. If you are working with other documents, I will need actual size you can set inches and but set pixels here 1080 by 13. And also resolution, you go with 300 RGB for the color mode. Name create. Into from us in here be a document now. Near so who Photoshop near mommy and and I'll be a Photoshop myself. We have the tools that you are going to work with. We have the panels, okay. We have the switches, the color, layers, channels, panels, like more tools. But near mommy and son is also your tools, your panels, and also your canvas where you are going to make the magic happen, okay. It's magic never happening in an. This is the canvas. The thing is going to happen. Let's say open import image ever Photoshop. So you near your can be great first to import image ever Photoshop. A kind of kind say wait me about file over here. No about open a file. Until me as well a baby now work all your document. Maybe I be a say open bit mark baby I okay. Nti me dey no far away and I'm person me be nti me click we so double click on it to open and also bit me close in emphasis my closing no and the easiest way is bit me click here drag we so I then have to canvas in straight, okay. And also bit me about file be now about place embedded over here, okay. And so me as well a baby amount then you select it a baby or sa document in this amount but difference we say me ba file na me ba opener and only be on a different document and be or sa image as we be or different document but place embedded in a place or image in so. Then also say an aspect ratio over say image now and the canvas name for pepe. It be our the winya sa transform to sa guys here why it's because I made the long. We will move to the check but we need to check uncheck it. In the same now the here. Okay, so select this we are making sure so we me control plus T. Control plus T the way back. And also be call edit and you see transform. Okay, and you click on scale. There is a bounding box over and on the shortcut here control T. Then format a bit my I can see I'm gonna fill the canvas, okay. And I'll bet me so I use the move tool to move this around, okay. If you person move it be around we say we there we moving around, okay. It's information person do for Photoshop a tools no kakra na say Photoshop interface no how it here. It's first of all me be say me no me no nyina screen here pepe nti me call window e wo ha say no about workspace, okay. It's workspace needs our space here worky. Then make sure so you have essential sort selected. What selected essential saying it here, but still maybe I selected workspace now. Then your is still in order. I want to make sure that they are order no. Oba reset essentials. Into reset essentials. Me no me no screen in aba be pepe, okay. And from us ebia tools bi wɔ no ma wo hia ebi te sɛ properties panel bi hia adjustment ebia menya use me move we aba so you can move tools around, okay, and you can do a lot of things. You can move this one here, you can move this guy here, but if your screen I so messy into who the onye a crime base now before so I reset back and also call window no about workspace. Then what's about reset essentials? Supposed to be in order. All right. And I mean, me Photoshop workspace me money clean and usable like and yema me here because bit may use it for paint, you bit may use it for retouching. And I be need to so be here. And to me use it for graphic design like poster, flyer, birthday flyers on social media posting. And to me me here properties but sometimes I would like to keep it here. Adjustment, I would like to keep it here. Okay, and libraries, I don't need libraries, so if you don't need anything you can close them. And color, you need colors and these things can be here. And I always want to the layers panel on the because layers panel is something that it contains everything that you are going to do. Be appear has in terms of my family make my creating new layer has in my barber from a brush tool. Then I can paint, I can select a different color, paint, create a new document, paint. You can also use the move tool to move things around, okay? And you see essentially so layer we are selected, layer we are selected because layers containing the file that you are working with, okay? So let me delete something. So episode delete be a bit more selected file. No, when me delete key now, the keyboard is no hiding. What delete file, okay? Then the next thing that me person who apart from uh, knowing how to reset your essentials, the first thing is the move tool, like I said earlier. So they'll be to movie document around. And also the second one is the selections tool. To me, say we have identity. A baby who say you have this small thing arrow pointing down behind. That means there is something living over there. I'll be my ID. Other options. You have the other option, but then you know a function the same thing. If you have crop it part of the image, okay? See, to crop it, may make it a selection like this one. Then Control C and Control V to paste. See, me hide it here. By the way, so person hide the BB or Photoshop more. I say, I to a kituari no. Me so bit my I hide no, okay? And over to me as hide about back, okay? The mommy hiding for now. Now me come move to and I move to say anything that you need, like you need it anytime and it's shortcut near the V. TV and fancy me war pen tool ways so maybe let me go back to move to now say me via a record move to then I can move this image around, image of me around, okay? Until let me hide this one and open this one again. And also you can use the same and selection to that elliptical. This one is like a circle, so you can draw something like this. Control C and Control V to paste, and this time around it's about in the form of a circle. So all right. Then the next two I prefer the lasso tool, okay? And the lasso tool so a selection tool, sir, but this time around you have the control to make a loose selection. Now we might make a loose selection around the image like this one. To we are wait me Control C and Control V to paste, okay? And I then make it selection I the amount. And so when you are me image and me make it selection as another play is because as I'm selecting me and me selecting me lasso two and I say pixels now I say now that's feather pixels na 30 my minion is 0. That's why I know now the blur. And a feather means to blur the edges, like a blur star edges. And also another video for another time. Okay, until let me do it again. My main delete V, now I'm turning on this one. Then with a 0 feather, the answer make it a selection. That's a loose selection now. Enfa image in a home. Then Control Z, then Control J to make a duplicate. Another way to make a duplicate apart from Control C and Control V is Control J, okay? So with the Control J, estimate might make it a loose selection around this image, okay? All right. So that is how loose selection here, the loose selection to the TNT. The same thing go with the magnetic and like the same tool but in other way around. And also we have the magic one tool, the quick selection tool. But if you are using an older version like CS6, yeah, object selection tool, okay. But we have the magic selection tool, which one? That one too I really love because the quick selection tool, the bit my one more selected idea quick, okay. The background there say background the same thing. I with me I and I will try to delete and say must select but me try to me delete here. I better change you cannot complete because the smart object is not directly editable. Okay, so when you the smart object, I did sure say smart object, and they say, sir, we keep to every was in the money smart object. Obviously, if you are a bit more right, click in about rasterize layout. If you rasterize now, we may delete background. Right now, we don't have any background. Okay, so this is how this thing also works as well. And you can fill in a different background by the find my selected background with now we call adjustment. Okay, a bedroom has a but quick overview. You can set a new background. That's what me the different background I had in Abba. Maybe to say that because some do we ever my background, make me movie Abba na Abba Abba Shasi. Okay, and also one thing that you need to know about Photoshop is layer management. So we need a point of so I manage your layers and so on. Photoshop need use I or then because background we picture na something na who picture na who background but me the image in back top both say I hide the image no and yes we na ma toggle the eye off but because layer na cover be so but it means so I reduce the opacity of this one on. And the opacity near like a kind of see-through and a bomber who idea was in TV be ordered to some person a bay fool, or person who can create now who means crack. And to me reduce the opacity now and a bemmy imaginary ever inside crown. I said it, and at the same thing applies to fill. Okay, into fill also so the same thing. It act like the opacity, but they are two different things together. If you learn Photoshop further, I'm going to say a different thing together. Okay, it is a say picture now. Say the image we add and ever as here, and if you see in red and as a wine color near the buy, and so I say hi do we, and I say yeah do we add and ever see, and I say bit my hi do we need so that's it. This is a Photoshop adding. Okay. Then the next two person we talking about the crop tool, so you can crop something like if you have to say or crop in a car picture every in and hand I hold the phone in so you can crop something like this. Okay, let me undo. Okay, then also the next thing that you can also work with is the frame tool. But this two I don't really use it, so I don't want to talk about it. And also the one most important tool here is what the eyedropper tool. We have the eyedropper tool, which you can use to select a color. Okay, so maybe I want to select a color of this one in my shirt. That's the orange color. I can just click on it and you see that it just appear here. As I appear on my foreground color now. Okay, until with that one, make my changing my color, and then my sample from here and you see say right now I have this one sample and I say meet me I select it with my material just with one click on with one click I can apply my shirt color with the image. That's so simple. Okay, so let's keep something like this and I'm okay with it. All right, so the next thing and I said the next two I'm passing here for this image here called the spot healing brush. Okay, so with the spot healing brush now, ever say me image we say there are some pimples in my face, so you can use your brush and this one it comes with settings. Okay, into settings, no right click here, so you can control the size of the brush. Let's say you can see which matter so and the hardness you can turn the hardness down. You can also increase the hardness, but you can see here. Then it reduces size number by 8. Then let's say pimple we first now I see this let me open another image for you guys to see what I want to talk about here. The man say let's say I did we I am material into me person me permit mama brush now the kese kakra nti man say me be 25. 25 is too big. Until we are 20. Until we click this one, I'm going to say a better pan simple. And I'm going to me clean the box if you want to clean it with this one. I'm going to say Photoshop everything. Ebe paper is simple. We use something called content aware fill. Content aware fill is say Photoshop analyze the image and then if content one in chain, then they are fail on. In the na boss was in say any echo. And also idea material kakra to meet my paint one. Photoshop will use its own artificial intelligence to fill that for me. And that's cool. You can also use it to remove blemishes on your face. Okay. And a brush now no yeah the S too much into bit my and kit to a steady bit my feeling and nine tidy. So all right. And also I say tools near be brain I say so we have the patch tool as well. Everyone said let me close this image and open it again. It may call me home too. Then let me open the image again. And with the patch tool as well, and wait to make it a selection. Then this time around, we make a selection. Now I click here, drag it into one. I bet your Photoshop say uses that area we. The one say my selected a loose selection around this. Let me do it again. To my selected part we see. To me, na make your Photoshop say use this area we a failure was it. That's how I fail. And I say use this orange color we failure on. That's how I feel. But Photoshop will try to blend in the colors. That's why you can see say I then yes and yes sir. Bayana I know issues it's not real. That's why I made the bar say the Photoshop I then. I blend it in for me very well. Okay. And also we can do the same thing here. All right, so you can spend some time and practice these things on your own. The next tool I ever here, the brush tool. Okay, so the brush tool, let me create a new layer, and the brush tool also come with settings. So when you right click, okay, you are going to get these settings. You can increase the brush, you can increase the hardness of the brush, you can reduce the size of the brush. So hardness is 100%. You see, say paint with a very hard color, okay, and also we can reduce the hardness to let's say 0, and you see say with the hardness a 0 and I just need a blur, but hardness need 100%. I will say I just need a very sharp, okay. So that's the difference I wanted to tell earlier, and I'm the trimming. Okay, then you can increase the size of your brush, and you can change the color from here. You can also change the color from here as well. So let's select something like this and paint, and you see and also we have the eraser tool into with the eraser tool and a 2 be able select and so we say the shortcut here the one that's E. With the eraser tool you bit me the erase in, and also what settings like if you right click here, and also what settings like the brush tool, it performs the same thing as the brush tool. Just a brush tool is used to paint, and this one is also used to delete, so you can just be painting stuff off, okay. But in Photoshop maybe and so say now sometimes you want to work undistractively as a person wey adwuma obi a wopepa we no wayɛ adwuma kɔ w'anim a oh ebi anka me anka ma pepa we you nti ɛno nso ke wotu bi wɔ hɔ no ba ɛno yɛ a little bit advanced, but let me take you guys through. So the simple way is what called layer mask, okay. So if you add the layer mask to this, and then with the layer mask work with the brush tool, so you have to select the brush tool, and also it works with two colors. So that's two colors near white and black, okay. So as I say in the white, okay. And white means the BB and the show, and black means the BB and the hiding it. Let's say me change your control plus I to invert that, and the BB I hide it. Control plus I to invert that. I buy white no. To control plus I to invert now, as in I make count. And the BB I hide it because I has in here black. So I see me invert your control plus I to invert now. That's a bear white BBR show. That means says with the help of the brush tool to be painted has it with black, which by the way which mark like with this one to toggle with the colors. You can also use the X on your keyboard to toggle with it. That's X, okay, to toggle with it. And then when I paint with this guy as a black, you can see say it is hiding these guys, okay. And also when I change this one from black to white over here, okay, you can see that. And when I paint, you see say the colors near the air back, okay. So that's in place of the eraser tool. All right, that's too advanced. I will deal with that later. You guys should let me know say mini video about later. All right, the next two I'm here the clone stamp tool, okay. So the clone stamp tool is used to make a copy, okay. So let's say this one, I want to make a copy of the balls and place it here. So I will select the image, make sure you have the layer selected, and then hold down the Alt key on your keyboard. Okay, so if says we use it mark and so I hold the option, then make a sample, and you see some of the bars in I shall say a show the copy, and then if I brush like this, you see say it's try to mimic and as a copy at the end me paint you as saying okay to make my make a copy of this one and come and place it here. Okay, so you see how this one also works. Okay, so you can also use this one to erase things. Okay, so let's see, let me close this image on save and let me open it again. Home, open this image again. All right, so with this clone stamp tool, so make my hold it up key on my keyboard to make a sample of this white and paint this one to hide this thing. Do the same thing here, hide this. You see how easy and amazing Photoshop is. So we can clean this guy. Also, we can also clean here as well. So let's make a copy. Let's try to clean this. Okay, so it just copying and name that I see and I'm there the a cleaning sorry, and it works so perfectly. Wow, wow, wow. You can also use it to clean blemishes on your face. Okay, so let's say you can clean blemishes on the face of the image. So let's clean these blemishes. All right, so you see how amazing this one is. And so yes, I do. You bit man make keep copy. That's Control G. Said the who before and after baby. Yeah. Said the way yeah na on. Ebi my paper we on. To clean near man. Bit me out talk with you. Oh, okay, this was how it is and this is where I am. And also you can use the history tab here. So we need history tab and also we need BBR, wait mark for window, then you search for history and you see say has say click here so I bet then obey piano. And the history this will take you back to where the image was, how it was, and you can also come to where you are now. So you can use it to undo and redo. Meanwhile, so the actual redo and undo is also here. That's Control Z to undo, and also you can click on Control plus Shift Z to redo. Sadeɛ na na woyɛ na wogyaeɛ no wobɛtumi asan ayɛ no ayɛ bio. Okay, so that's it. Let me delete this layer. Then so the next tool that we like to look at is the, let's say this one is the history brush. I don't use it, so I don't want to talk about it. You have already looked at the brush tool as well, and we have the gradient tool. Okay, so the gradient tool is just, you see some selecting, and we have our gradient here. So when you click and drag, it just makes a gradient. Okay, and also let me take this opportunity to take you through blending options. Okay, blending modes rather. Into blending modes now we're saying, let's say when at a normal, you can also change this one to different colors as well. As you darken, you can use the arrow keys now keyboard also to change them, and you see how this image is blending in perfectly. So let's change. You see lighting, it worked with this one so sweet. We can reduce the opacity. Okay, to make this image look more awesome, more fantastic. I like this one. You can reduce the opacity. Wow, this is so amazing and this is so crazy. So you can go with the blending options and you can do crazy things around here. And also let's say this one is lighting. You can also go to, let's say I have this image and I want to embrace the percent the light source no more vibrant with this image now. I can change the blending mode to either lighting or screen, and you can see wow, this is so amazing. Let me select my move tool. I can move this one around and then Control T for free transform, scale it, and you see wow. So you see the black, but with the help of the blending options now, another blending mode now, we can change this one to screen to make this one look awesome. So you see before, after, and this was the normal. Change it to screen and you start doing amazing things. Okay, so let me delete this guys. So with the gradient now, with the gradient with my base I have selected, we have preset you can use. Let's select this one, and then let's change the color. Okay, so color I'll select what I say now, and let's select something like this, and when I click and drag, you see say from down the color, and the other side is also going to be no color because the gradient is selected, and I see color behind the any horn. Okay, the horn is transparent. Okay, so that's gradient, and also we can use the blur tool and sharpen tool and smog tool to also blur, sharpen. And so let's say if say you want to blur this image, copy, and let's make this one. It works with the brush tool. I said the brush tool in it here now. So you can try to blur. Okay, so you can reduce the strength of it. So let's say 12%, and we can start to blur this one. This is too much. Let's go with, let's say 2%, and we can blur these things. Okay, so let's see, this is before, after, before, after. Okay, and you can also use the sharpen tool to also sharpen your image as well. So let's say this image is not sharpened, you can sharpen this image. Okay, so I don't normally use this much. And also we have the dodge and also bend. So we use the dodge to, through more light. So let's say we want to make this one white, we can dodge here. So let's increase the exposure, okay, so that it is going to be deep. So let me make it 100, and let's dodge these areas. Okay, to which my and dodge more colorful, and you see before, after, before, after. And you can also use the dodge tool over here to bend area. Okay, so that's all my places now in the dark. Okay, so more areas that are dark area, you want them to be more darker, or it's too bright, so you want to darken the image. Let me delete this layer. And also we have the pen tool. Pen tool is something that you can also learn. It's a whole video on itself. You can use it to make a selection on your image. Okay, so let's say you can use that one to make a selection. So when you are done, you just right click and you say make a selection, and with the selection you can click on Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste, and you can see boom, we have our image. Okay, let me undo. And also one thing that I didn't talk about here is the quick selection tool. So with a quick selection tool, so to make sure this one you don't have it again, just click on Ctrl D, or you can go to select over here, and then you click on deselect. Okay, to deselect the selection for you. All right, then with a quick selection tool, let's go back, and with a quick selection tool we can click to make a quick selection around the image. Okay, so like this, we can select our image within a twinkle of an eye. So let's select. All right, so with this one you can see we almost gone out of the area, and also it has a tool, or it has an option. So we have this one, that's minus. So here as in a try, and if it might add to suka crown, if it might blending it in, then wait me reduce the size as well. So you can use the square bracket to reduce the size, and also make me to then reduce the size of the brush. Okay, until we so wait me have plus to add this back. Okay, here add it as in the back, then minus to subtract from here. Okay, then you can also click on wait me kill keyboard just to turn this one into a max mode on to with the max mode no, and we have to use our brush to beef shortcut, and we can paint where we can just paint. Let me switch the color. So let's change this one from black to white so that we can add certain areas, and also we can subtract certain areas. So let's add these areas as well. So to add an area, make sure you have a color. Make sure the color is white, and you can add these areas. And to subtract an area, so making sure we are black, and we can subtract these areas from the selection. Alright, so we are not showing me a key again. I better turn it into the selection tool again, and you can make a copy. Control C, Control V to paste, and you can see that our image doesn't have any background as well again. Okay. Alright, then the next tool, the text tool. Okay, so you can use this one to write the text. So let's say beginner. So let's say lesson 1. With this one, my main turning on this one, so I should transform. It makes it easier for me. Okay. And with this one, and with your text, with my NKC, with my NK2, with the bounding box, you can move it around, position it where you want to position it. You can also change the color. Okay, so we have the text two settings. That's Oko window, we will character. So we mean a character na about appear or has say. Then we can change the font. So we say you have so many fonts to choose from. So let's choose an already font in Photoshop Impact. Let me select that one. And if says what type your text in small letters, that you can just click on this one to make them uppercase. Okay. And but say uppercase here, what type in uppercase? Don't even from a small case, but you can change small case to uppercase. Okay. Then another thing I bit means so I say. Then another thing I bit my say if it's say impact font, or some features. So if you click on this one and say that you I bet that on the so you click on it back, you see say abnormal. You can change the color from here. Let's say red, black. Let's see black. I think the white is okay. And also with me a movie we have an image next now I show say that image because you make a selection around this image. Otherwise we control J to make a duplicate. We do it to swap what background I say ain't show because you remove the background. Okay, we remove the background there. Waiting the test we have to achieve na amana I show behind that. Okay, so from us let's say my choice with my change color now, and also say with my body test in the same body and ebi a test na intervals na ɛwɔ mu no esua wobɛtumi abie interval anaasɛ wobɛtumi ate intervals no so bi aba -50 na ama test no ayɛ den abobɔ ho. I'm leaving at 50 now. I'm leaving at 0. Okay, and also you can also track ebi as a test ni bi wɔ aseɛ sei wobɛtumi ayɛ den a change the tracking ebi a wobɛsɛ test no mu yɛ den ɛtete anaasɛ wopɛ sɛ test no yɛ den ɛbɛnbɛn ho. You have control to do them with these settings over here. Okay, yeah, so that is how the test tool works. Let me leave this one at, let's say, 50. All right, so with that one, and that's how it works. And also we have the path selection tool, which is also an advanced. Okay, so we'll talk about it later. We also have this one as well, that is the shape tool. Okay, we have the rectangle tool, the ellipse tool. So with a shape tool, we can draw a rectangle, we can draw a square, fill with a color. Okay, so a black. So we can change the color from here as well. So let's select a color like this, and we can add strokes to it if you want strokes. So let's say we want a red stroke. If you don't need a stroke, you can click on this one and you click on this one to cancel the stroke. You can also cancel the color as well, but let's keep a color. We can draw another shape, that's a circle. We can draw something also like egg. Okay, so we can do more things with the shapes too. We can draw triangle as well, and you can see it because on top, that's why some of the things are hiding, but this is how it's going to look like. And also we have custom shapes from Photoshop. So if you click on this one, of course you have your custom shapes as well. So let's open legacy shapes and more. So we can select something like leaves, and you can just draw a leaf here. You can change the color as well. So let's go with green. Yeah, and also we have the rotate key. You can rotate your work. Let me undo. So let me go back to view. So you can reset the view, so you can rotate this one, and you don't know how to go back, just click on reset view. And also we have the zoom tool, so you can use this guy to zoom around. But what I use instead, and after the method use to find control plus to zoom in and control minus to zoom out. Okay, and also you can hold on the alt key where you see your mouse need to help you zoom in and zoom out. Control O to fit everything to screen. You can change your colors here. Okay, if you don't have any tool, you can click on this one to go to more tools if you don't have any tools as well. All right, and this is the max mode. Okay, so if you have a selection like this, we can click on this one to make a max for us. Okay, so that is the max mode. Okay, so you can also use this one to toggle with standard screen, full screen, and full screen mode. Okay, so you can use this guy to do that one as well. All right, so said you can the next thing I'm talking about a blending mode, but I think that you have already looked at it. So if I click and drag this one here and I change the blending mode, or I go to the blending mode, you can see that I have option to select from. So let's select something like screen or lighting screen, and you can make this one more colorful. So let's select only one. So with the help of the lasso tool, we can make a selection on this one. Control C, Control V to paste. We can hide this one for now. And let's change the blending mode of this one to screen, and we can put this guy here. But you can see the edges are sharp, so we can add a layer mask to this. With the help of the brush tool, we can blend this one in with the background. Here is white, so make sure we have black here, so you can blend in. Make sure you have a soft round brush, so if you open your brush, you have other settings that the hard brush, so we can reduce this one to the hardness to 0, so it blend in with a soft brush. Okay, and we can move this guy around, paste it somewhere here. All right, and we can also reduce the opacity if something that you like to do. And also this text is not popping, so we can go to make sure you have the text selected. You can go to effects, drop shadow. They are adding a drop shadow to it, so let's add a drop shadow. Make sure it is black, and with a drop shadow you can use this one to change the distance, increase the opacity to 100%. Okay, so this was before, this is after. You can see that now is standing out. This is the amount of the size of the drop shadow, and we have the spread, how much you want the drop shadow. Okay, so you can talk with these things or play with it to have a nice future. Also we have the outer glow. Let me turn this one off. Outer glow. So with the outer glow, let me select that one. You can change the color to, let's say, yellow or black, or let's go with something like red. And with that one too, you can increase the opacity 100%. Let's change this one to normal. But let's say, let's keep the screen. Screen is nice, and we can increase the size of it. We can increase the spread, and you see how the outer glow also works. You can use this one to create a neon effect, which is very awesome. Okay, then we can add a bit more add pattern overlay. Okay, so if you have pattern, we have trees here, you can add them. Let's increase this one to 100%. A bit might change the scale of it. Bit might change the scale of this one. Make sure it is normal and 100%. You can bit might change the value here, and you can change the pattern as well. You can also add your own pattern like I have created here. So lines, logos as a pattern. Okay, so you can do a lot from here. You can also add a gradient overlay, which might add a gradient overlay. So let's see, let me reset it default. I mean, I have preset here, so you can select any gradient that you want. It means selecting it to say, okay, me add a drop shadow, and I mean turning off the outer glow, so this one is turn out. Then from us a bit my add a color to it, but since we have drop gradient overlay, it's the same as a color, so we don't need that. Then also we have the inner glow. So this one, glow no better inside instead of going outside. So we can increase the size, and we can increase the size here. You see the glow near the air by inside. So that is the opposite of the outer glow. Inner shadow is the opposite of drop shadow. Okay, so you this time no, all the shadow the bed and ever inside instead of going outside. Okay, so you see how you can use this one to create something like a 3D something. Okay, and also we have the stroke. The stroke means here color, all the color ever edges. So we can add a white color, we can add black. I think the black needs stand it out or the white. So you can add any color. So we are okay with it and when we are okay. And you can also play with the bevel and emboss to make really it looking like 3D. You can use inner bevel, which may use the outer bevel as well. Oh, a whole set of settings are bit much changes to play around these tools, what they actually do. Okay. And also lastly, let's say this image you're using is not popping, so you want to make this one pop. So we have our adjustment layers here. Well, adjustment layers a bit may use it. We have the brightness and contrast. We can increase the brightness too bright, and we can also increase the contrast. Wow, this image is looking stunning. You can also use the curves as well on curves to increase this one, bring this one to add contrast. On my image now they are standing out well. So this was before, this is after. Maybe you don't want effect apply it to everything on your screen. Okay, so you can clip this one to only the image. You see something affected all it affects the entire image let's say affect and the background and two percent it affects only the image. You can right click and create a clipping mask. So this time around it only affects the image. Okay, and I say you can just click on this one here to clip it to the image as well. And also between say me control I to hide that one, and you use your brush tool as well. These are all advanced techniques that I'm just taking you guys through. Nti wei no nso wobɛtumi apainti white here to show at a certain portion. Okay, so this time around it's not affecting the entire image, it's only affecting the face. Okay, and you can do the same thing, right click and create a clipping mask so it doesn't affect the background as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I believe say you have enjoyed this section. Okay, so why you enjoyed this section and make sure say you subscribe, you like the video, share with your friends, and let me know if I should do a detailed video on this one. Okay, so I would love to hear from you guys. Until next time, keep creating and never give up.